Horizon has so much potential, but there's a lot to learn about her. She's definitely got a higher skill ceiling than some of the other legends, so I'm just going to break down some clips that I've had, talk about some tips that you can use after watching these clips, because I think the best way to learn is by watching it in action. So let's jump into it. This first clip showcases the aerial power that Horizon's tactical has. It allows you to get a very good view of everything below you and really push on that. So when you go really high up in the air, you can quickly look down and get some good angles on players. You can use it as a tool to quickly scout an area in such a unique way, and then use that boost you get after leaving to push directly on a player, and that passive you get will make sure when you hit the ground you're not going to get slowed. Here's another example where we can overlook the terrain in a way that allows us to get the shot on players. The whole concept of cover is removed because we're seeing vertically down. People can't hide behind cover like this. Horizon's tactical also allows you to get out of an area that would otherwise slow you or damage you. For example, you can get away from Caustic's gas, you can get away from Bangalore's ult, and once again, this gives you a really good view of the battlefield whilst everyone else is kind of stunned or in a situation where they're unable to move freely because they don't want to get attacked by the gas or the missiles. We all know that Horizon's passive stops you from being stunned by big jumps, but you carry that momentum that you get from that boost, so you actually slide very fast. It can be very aggressive, and if you B-hop, that first B-hop as you touch the ground is massive because it takes all of that momentum from such a big height into that first hop, which is just incredible, and it's really unique to Horizon. If you need to cover distance quickly to get to a player but you don't want to go out in the open and you've got some height on them, you can throw your gravity lift down to the lower level and then jump, and in the air you can just sort of bounce on it as it's only just deploying and then bounce straight back out. You sort of do this wave pattern in the air and it allows you to cover such great distance quickly and safely. If you have something like a sniper, like a triple take for example, you can go up in the gravity lift, get peak shots, and then bounce back out of it to reposition or get another angle. Really useful if someone's really doing a lot of damage on you and you need to escape quickly. This clip shows the power of air strafing around the gravity lift instead of straight into it. If you just clip the gravity lift and then strafe either left or right, you get a big boost in that direction that allows you to curve through the air and redirect yourself in really amazing ways. You can be very aggressive when pushing people that have fallen down to a lower level because you can go straight into a slide. People are going to expect to have a good angle on you when you drop down from a large height because most players, well every player besides Horizon, gets stunned and the momentum stops completely, but you can drop down from a large height and slide straight round a corner with this. If you want to exit the gravity lift and get to the ground as quickly as possible, you want to hold crouch and move the downwards arrow as soon as you've left the gravity lift, and that will help you to get down to the ground as quickly as possible. Sometimes you'll feel like you're floating in the air for too long and that can be quite dangerous. Using the gravity lift allows you to get a really good view which you can use to throw your ult further with and get precise ult throws. As you can see here, it's really powerful. After leaving a gravity lift, not only can you move in any direction when leaving the gravity lift, but you can also slide in any direction. So think about this when trying to get into a good position to fight. Look at this example here. We slide backwards, which allows us to quickly get off the roof and into the building to get a great angle on this player. If you're ever in a bad situation and there are trees nearby, you can often use the gravity lift near a tree and start healing at the top, and players will find it really hard to find you. Here's another great example as well of how you can use Horizon's height and gravity lift boost to quickly get on top of people that may be healing, say behind cover or inside of Gibraltar's dome shield. This one's a little hit and miss, but you can throw your gravity lift on other players and sometimes it can ruin their positioning enough for you to be able to get the kill on them easier. If you throw your gravity lift at your feet, crouch and then hold down the backwards movement key as soon as you throw it, you'll boost quickly backwards and then you can transition into a B-hop or a slide. This is a very powerful way to disengage when your health is really low. This same tactic can be used to get a quick boost in any direction as well. If you get pulled in by the black hole, just throw your grav lift at your feet and you'll be up out of the gravity effect in no time. If you mess up your grav lift throw like this, then you can always just strafe backwards out of the grav lift to get hits on players. The black hole is a Trident's worst enemy. It gets sucked in really hard and just spins around and around, so if you see a Trident in a bad spot, throw your black hole on it and then throw a bunch of arc stars and you're going to have a bunch of kills. Throw your black hole underneath a zip line as players are trying to rotate into the ring. If you get a knock on someone on that zip line, they're going to be pulled into that black hole, which will allow you to get an easy kill, and they won't really be able to escape and get rezzed. There'll be some spots where you'll be able to pull people through walls, as you can see here. Whilst this doesn't really give us an opportunity to get a shot on a player, it definitely means that they're not going to be moving anywhere anytime soon, and that allows us to get a good push whilst they're stuck there in that position. Horizon can do wall jumps in crazy situations. Because her air strafing is so good, she can turn straight into the wall. Even if she has such small amount of room to move, she still has enough room to air strafe into the wall and bounce off of it because her air strafe passive is so great. So that's a bunch of tips for Horizon. Hopefully you learned something here. What you'll notice with Horizon is that all of her abilities synergize so well together. The more you play her, the more you'll realize that you can chain her tactical into her passive, or chain her tactical into a good ult throw and then into a passive, and it all just comes together so amazingly and smoothly. Horizon is so much fun, and you're really going to love her more when you learn to master her abilities like I'm showing in this video. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you all in the comments. Cheerio!